Hello, Jim Distortion here, doing a daily short for Distortion's Got Issues in the tattoo shop, because underneath your camera is a fire and it's very cold today. I wanted to talk about happiness. You know, everyone says you should do what makes you happy. What would happen in a world where everyone just did what they were happy? There'd be no food because the farmers would go, I'm going on holiday. There would be no shops to sell the food because all of the Tesco and Sainsbury's and Morrison's workers would go, what am I doing in here? I want to do what makes me happy. I'm going to go and build sandwiches for Eskimos next to an igloo, because that's what makes them happy. If you have a world where everyone is striving for happiness but understands there's limitations to that, that's okay. But what happiness may change as well. Happiness is a transient thing. So you get a dream situation. You're 25, you've got your education behind you, you've done your crappy jobs, and then you get your dream job. And you pay the bills that you think you want to pay, and then you meet somebody and you have a wife or a husband or a partner, significant other, and then you have a baby or a dog or something else, and all of a sudden you've got these different bills, and then your shifts, the perceptional shift for happiness then moves on. Yeah, transient. It never stays in one place. So if you're always striving for happiness, you're always chasing a dream, and once you've reached something that you perceive that will make you happy, then it turns, to the norm, and then the norm, our normal factory setting as human beings is not about being happy, is it? It's about doing what we've got to do to survive, really. The survival instinct in humans is the strongest. And if we're all, walking around with grins on our faces going, life is beautiful, that's great, isn't it? No, not really. It becomes a bit nauseating. So, one, how do you identify what will make you happy for the rest of your life? Because I don't think you can. Okay? Secondly, you get your dream situation, and then once you've got that situation, so what will make me happy? Having my dream motorcycle, having my dream car. Then you've got that. Then you'll be happy for a little while, but then that happiness will drop off again and you'll need to find something else. And what if you can't identify what that happiness is? So happiness basically can cause the whole structure of society to fall down. If people just go and strive for their happiness, it's a lie, it's rubbish, it's a prescribed response that people will say to you if you're a bit miserable. Well, you've just got to do what makes you happy. And what I always want to ask when people say that is, what's made you happy? Why are you in a position where you can tell me, that you're so happy when, I knew that you were sad the other week, or you had a situation where you couldn't pay a bill and it made you anxious, or, in a world that's striving for happiness, why are there so many people on antidepressants? Why are there so many people seeking help for mental health? Happiness is a weird concept. And I'm not saying that I'm miserable all the time. I'm not. I have a great time doing these videos. I have a great time with my wife, my family. I have a good time at work because it's the place we made it. And I just wonder sometimes if people set themselves up, for a fall. If you're told you should go and do what makes you happy, that's the way to go forward, then to a certain degree that's right. There's people around me that I'm seeing, who are getting a bit older, having realisations about what they want to do. There's a friend of mine called Harry who decided once to stop being a tech IT engineer for Tesco's and went off to be a kite surfer, and good on him. And he's doing it. He's living his dream. He's teaching it on beaches and he's living a life throughout the world. And that's fantastic. But he still has to earn his money. He still fell out of the sky and broke his collarbone. Bad things will still happen however happy you are. And those bad things are still, going to detract from the happiness that you're sat in. So what was the point of all this? The point of this was to tell you that yes, it's good to have goals. But if happiness is your goal, then make sure you understand truly what would make you happy, and it's realistic. If you say, oh, well, if I lived in a blonde castle on the top of a diamond hill, then yeah, that's great. But then what happens when you get that castle on the hill? And then what makes you happy? Because the actual being present in that moment isn't going to make you happy after a while. So is it the chase for happiness that makes people happy? Or after a while, that's going to taint and look bad as well, isn't it? Everything after a while changes, and your perception of that changes. Your level of happiness will change as well. Don't set yourself up for a fall. That's all. subscribe, yeah, and then watch yesterday's video because it was really, really interesting, and everyone was really saying they were happy about it. See you tomorrow.